Yo, what's going down, brothers? Brother Stevanius here, Command Centre Wargaming. So fantastic. Look, I got a pretty epic video for everybody today. I finally got down to Mournival Events in Sydney to have my first game of Horus Heresy with the Alpha Legion, which I've been putting together for the last year. Everybody's been following me on this journey as I've been painting these guys. And I finally got a chance to go out and use them, and it went really, really well. So first of all, I'd just like to thank Mournival Events for an epic day, Tom Gould, as well as everybody else there on the day, Andrew, Ed, Paul, and what we could do is I'll put a link down below. There's a Facebook group. You can check them out, Mournival Events Sydney. And also, I should be able to find a podcast link down below as well you can have a look for. I believe that they have regular podcasts as well. So it's really awesome. Now, we went down there. When I got up in the morning, I was really exhausted. And Adam Edgar basically said to me, because I said, look, Adam, I don't know if I should go, I'm really tired because of work and all this kind of stuff, but I really want to go because I've been doing this, putting this army together for a year. I've been meaning to get down there and have a game, for the last 6 months, but work kept popping up. And Adam's like, look, Steve, just go. And I'm just like, yeah. So I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh, you know what, I might go to the next one. But it always goes from the next one, the next one, the next one. And then I just remembered Adam's voice in my head, just go, Steve, just go. And so I got up, I packed my army the night before, wasn't a problem. Grabbed my dice, forgot my measuring tape on all my templates and everything. But that was fine. The guys down there were epic, so they were able to help me out with that when I got there. And got a taxi down to the Catholic College where it's at. It's at Rosebank Catholic College. And so basically, yeah, went in there and the tables were completely epic from the start, as you could see by the video that I'm showing you. And just fantastic hardcore gamers. How I actually found out about Mournival Events was I was in Games Workshop and one of the staff there, I was talking about it and stuff, and I was just having a chat. And I was just saying, look, I don't know, I come in here, a bit, and there's a lot of more casual gamers, And even though I'm more new to the Horus Heresy, I've had a lot of, experience playing 7th edition, also, 8th edition, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Fantasy, So I said, look, a lot of the players, I don't really think I gel too much. It's more of a casual environment at Games Workshop, I found. And I was kind of when I'm looking to game, I'm looking for a little bit more. I guess I'm a little bit of an elitist in that way. Anyway, so the Games Workshop staff member, I can't remember his name now. I'm not going to mention it anyway, even if I could remember it. He basically said to me, Steve, you need to check out Mournival Events in Sydney. Those guys are hardcore, man. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so, I went down there, check them out. And I can tell you what, they are hardcore. They're absolutely fantastic. The game that I started off at is we had an event called Planet Strike. And basically what it was, there was a corrupt governor and it was loyalists attacking the Chaos fortifications and stuff like that because the governor had basically taken control of it. There was a big, massive game, which you could see in the photos, which was kind of I think it was a 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4. That was on the other table. I was playing on the smaller table. And the first game was World Eaters, and I think it was Emperor's Children versus Raven Guard, and also, who was the other one? Raven Guard and Iron Hands, I think it was. I can't remember 100% now, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Hang on, the photos are down here, but it's okay. So anyway, it was Loyalist versus Traitor, as you do. My Alpha Legion guys came in there a little bit later. I jumped in the second game because just out of courtesy, I didn't want to, because the guys are so hardcore, I didn't want to basically stop the flow of the game. So I just wanted to watch for a bit just to catch up on a few of the rules, because even though I played heaps of 7th edition before, I've been playing 8 for the last 2 years, so 2 years of 8th edition, it mucks with your head a little bit. But anyway, I caught on pretty quick, and a lot of the guys were there basically to help me out, really epic helping with the rules. So can't recommend it highly enough. If you're in Sydney and you want to get into Horus Heresy, or you're already into it, you want to play some games, check out Mournival Events. There's a Facebook group. I had the best time, everybody, It was just absolutely amazing. Some of the best games I've ever played of Warhammer or Horus Heresy. Really, really highly recommend it. Now, just a word of warning though. So it is painted armies only, and the armies have to be fully painted from what I've seen and what I've been told. What I'm going to do, I'm going to maybe talk to Tom and all that a little bit later. Talk to some of the guys, see if they want to, come on the channels for some interviews and stuff like that. I know some of the guys there from Mournival, like Paul, have basically added me on Facebook, so I'm thinking I could probably bring him down to the film studio, like the actual film studio. Maybe we can have a bit of a chat and, talk about their experiences with the Horus Heresy, things like that. Warhammer in general, see how it goes. But yeah, from what I've seen, as you can see, like that's my army right there on the screen there, the Alpha Legion. The standard is very high for painting. It was pretty epic. I won a sort of like a random prize. I see that it's here somewhere. I should have actually shown you that. I'll chuck it in another video. But I won a random prize, like this Eye of Horus beer sort of holder, which was awesome. And I won second place in the Cool Dude Award, which I believe also is to do with the painting and just overall, like as a player. I was really happy about that because, like with my Alpha Legion, I never, like the tabletop standard, maybe just a little bit above tabletop standard because I put a bit of effort into the actual colour, the base colour and stuff. But aside from that, like, you know what I mean? Like there's very little chipping on them, stuff like that. So the whole idea of the army was basically just to get them out on the table in time. So I had a full list so I could actually play with them. And, I won second place, which was pretty epic. With the painting and stuff, and the first place winner, like 100%, like I can't remember his name now. I'm very sorry if you're watching this. Top guy. He's a top guy. Absolutely, he helped me with the rules a bit as well. Let me use his books. Absolutely fantastic, gorgeous World Eater army. You'll see him popping up on the screen there. He had like trophies on the Leviathan, up front and everything. Full on edge highlighting on the strip running down the Leviathan front. Oh, there it is right there. That one right there. You can see how awesome that is. Even the base is fantastic. So, like that's well deserved for first place. And I think it was amazing. And I'm surprised my army even got noticed, to be honest. Because it was just, like I said, I think they look good, but obviously, as you could see, a lot of you guys have seen some of the other stuff I've painted in terms of edge highlighting and all that, chipping and stuff up on the banner. I could paint a lot better, so it definitely wasn't a, competition painting level army. So really happy there. But anyway, yeah, armies have got to be solid, well painted. I don't think they have to be like, competition level, but, they need to be pretty decent, as you can see from the photos, because it's just like a club rule from what I know. But, yeah, so because, it improves the overall experience of the games. So, yeah, we started off with that. And the first game that I watched was basically I believe it was a loyalist. I believe it was a traitor win in the first game. The traitors basically came up and decimated the opposition, the World Bearers and the Emperor's Children. And then on the other table, on the massive game over there, it was I believe it was like a traitor smashing. They smashed the opposition as well. But my game, I actually played Loyalist Alpha Legion, so that's kind of what my army is anyway. It was pretty cool because the event organizer, Tom, he actually picked up on that. And so I was teamed up with Raven Guard, which was epic. And we were fighting against like Emperor's Children, and it was just crazy awesome. And it was a really good, I'm really surprised as to how good of a matchup it was. Raven Guard and Alpha Legion together with the infiltrate rules, and it's just absolutely fantastic game. I wasn't able to use any tanks or anything because it was a Centurion game, but like I was just surprised how well those two armies were able to work together, because like the game before, there was like 2 turns or 3 turns even of the armies walking up the table, right, to get to the destination. But the Alpha Legion and the Raven Guard were like on the doorstep by turn 2. Or by turn 1, actually. Yeah, like already. And they were already doing damage. And the other crazy thing that was happened too, my Contemptor Dreadnought with double Kiri's assault cannons. Like, you know, I've watched other channels and stuff, like to get a few tips, like particularly Out of Circle and stuff. And, yeah, because he always goes on, and Macca always goes on about, like, you know, bringing a Contemptor to every game, and double Kiri's is good. And so I listen, you know, like, obviously, I'll try it out. And, you know, at first it wasn't doing much, and I was like, oh, this is a bit of a jip, you know, I might rethink this. And I had another Contemptor with the double las cannon. I think I might replace that with some laser destroyers. And then, so the double Contemptor with the double Kiri's assault cannons did nothing for like two battle rounds. And then on the third battle round, it literally like just, you know, on a 5-up, just literally crumbled the building. Because it was just, you know, 12 shots and like, you know, I just rolled like 2 6s, I think. And it was just enough to like, you know, make the building, the bunker crumble. So we got like an extra victory point for that. There was no flyers on the table or anything. And I just thought like, yeah, it's a really awesome unit. He's definitely staying in. Yeah, and that's it. We played and we actually had a draw game because Alfarius came out. He reviewed himself later on backstage. And it was crazy because I don't have any photos of it in there, but he literally took on that Dreadnought and nearly destroyed that Dreadnought. The only thing is the game basically got called because Paul had to go. And so we just added up the points from there. It was really close. It was a draw game. At first, basically it turned out it was a Loyalist victory by 1 point. But then something else happened. I can't remember it now, what it was. Oh, that's right, because Alfarius took a wound. So we like the other side got a victory point as well. So it balanced it out. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's a Horus Heresy rule or if that's a Mournival Events rule. Just to clarify, Mournival actually have their own updated rules and stuff, custom rule sets, house rules. So if I am talking about some of the rules, guys and girls and people, and you know, it's not 100% accurate, just please excuse me, but there are actually certain rules and stuff like that which are different for Mournival. But yeah, so the next game is Siege Wars. It's on about a month, and there's also some games going down at Good Games, which I'm going to try to get into, which is on Thursday, I think, at Town Hall, and I think I can make it to some of them. But then there's also Good Games at Chatswood, or it was on Mondays. But I'm trying to. I'll see what happens. I've got to work like pretty late that night, so I don't think I'll be able to go. But I think Thursday after work I could definitely come, providing everything's sorted out, and get some games in there. And I usually pop down there anyway, which is pretty fantastic. And yeah, so see, up and coming, I've got the Super Heavies for Siege Wars. So I've got my Falchion tank destroyer there, undercoated, ready to go. I got my my Legion Glaive there, undercoated, ready to go. My Fellblade is still being assembled over there. I don't know if I'll get that done in time, but I'm going to try. And then I've got the my base-coated Leviathan Dreadnought there at the back. Now, the guys are telling me they're really sick, so I'm going to try to... I have to be careful with my time. I've got my infantry sorted out, but I'm going to definitely get that Leviathan up, because Tom said to me, because like I was building it with siege drills, a siege drill and a claw, and my idea was to basically borrow a tactic off, I think his name's Kieran Douglas, Kizdug, and he's got this epic Alpha Legion army, in my opinion, one of the best out there. And basically, he comes out of a drop pod, and the Leviathan comes out and he charges it. And that was I was going to emulate that tactic because it's brutal. But Tom was saying to me that, like, in Centurion games and stuff like that, storm cannons were actually really good as well. And I've magnetized mine. I got another 2 Leviathans on the way. So it doesn't matter. I got the Melter Lance and the Bombard, there. I've also got the drills coming. But yeah, so I'm going to keep the storm cannons on that. It's magnetized anyway. I've got to finish him up because apparently the storm cannons do alright. So I'm prioritizing with the Leviathan for the next Siege Wars and also the 2 super heavies. I don't know if I'm going to... Once again, I don't think I'm going to be able to get them like, you know, well painted. I think I could get them to tabletop standard in the time. I'm only going to have a couple of hours a week to do it. But that's it. And the other thing I got, so I got these guys. I just started undercoating these today. Hopefully you can see that okay. But I'm just letting them dry off because my silver pigment, yeah, it takes a little while to dry fully. But they're Mark V veterans, and the idea is with them, they have combi melters. And what I want to try to do, I want to either try to infiltrate them or I want to bring them down with Dynat. So Dynat, who's over here, who you've seen before, I want to basically get him. He's got a special rule where they can deep strike in. So the idea is basically that these guys with combi melters are going to come down and do the tank busting. So they are very expensive, but I think they're probably, you know, like, I think they're kind of less of a target, and I think they're going to be a little bit less expensive than a tank which can do equivalent damage. Because the thing is, if I give them melter bombs as well, wham, it's you know, it's like go to town. And I am definitely going to run Alfarius again, definitely 100%. I wasn't planning to run out. Sorry, you just see my head there, but I wasn't planning to run Alfarius, but like, I basically ran him because I had to get to 2,000 points. And I wasn't expecting to be able to have a full game with 2,000 points. And Tom was basically like, man, just get in there, just do it, you know? And I did. And so I got to have a really full-on, you know, 2,000 point game. And but I had to get the points up because I couldn't use my not Storm Raven, Fire Raptor gunship. I couldn't use my Spartan, and I couldn't use my Sakaran Venator because of the rules for the Centurion game. So that was like 1,000 points, which, you know, I needed to fill. So I said, well, how am I going to do that? Luckily, I was smart the other day, as I was saying to Doc Valiant, because he goes, Steve, like, how's your Legion Glaive going? I said, bro, I switched focus. I did another tactical squad instead in the time and some veteran plasma guys just in case, because I thought they'd be more important. And so luckily that I did that, because, you know, I was able to then get them in there because I couldn't use the tanks. And then I ran Alfarius, and let me tell you now, like, I wasn't planning to run him. I basically got a hold of Alfarius because, you know, I was like, I just need him. I always, you know, wasn't big on him. Like, but I heard good things. But let me tell you that Alfarius, I think, is an auto-include. He was amazing. He was amazing. He was a lot better than what I thought he was going to be. Like, he took on a Dreadnought. He nearly smashed a Dreadnought into pieces. Unbelievable. A Word-bearer Dreadnought with double Dreadnought fists and chain fists and everything and melters. And, like, Alfarius just comes in and just wounds on it. Yeah, and so I think he's definitely going to be an auto-include for wherever I can from now on. I'm probably going to get a hold of another one as well, and maybe, you know, do it up as a more of a blue scheme or something. Have a few versions of Alfarius. Yeah, like, absolutely fantastic. And that's pretty much it, everybody. I just wanted to share that experience with you. Like, I'll talk to the guys, see how it goes, about the videos, the interviews. You know, like, it would have been cool to sort of video some of the event. I took some video on my phone, but, like, you know, it's not really polite to let's walk into someone else's event with a camera and start, you know, videoing. But, yeah, I think it would have been awesome, and I'll have a talk to them, see how it all goes. But I think we could definitely get some interviews going, because it'd be fantastic to get some of the Sydney Horus Heresy community up on the channel. Something I've been wanting to do for ages. And like, I mean, like, even the Sydney guys are saying apparently the Melbourne guys are even more hardcore. So yeah, like, it'd be awesome. But anyway, everybody, that's enough rambling from me. I am going to process this video, upload it, and I'm going to continue with my Mark V Marines. And I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, Brother Stevanius here, Command Centre Wargaming. I'll see you in the next one.